All right. There we go. StreamYard has just alerted me that I'm live. So now you should know that I'm live. And before we get hold of anything, let me make sure I don't have anything in the background that can disrupt the procedures. I don't think I do. But I see we got already like 15 of you all waiting for the podcast. What's happening? How y'all doing? Thank you. So many of you all. Normally I will call you out, but like so many of y'all out there, man, my goodness. But thank you guys for hanging out and rocking out for another episode of VypDrive. We're going to go ahead and get started since we're already running late. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Wait. Hold on, wait a minute. And yeah, we're gonna get it in, man. We're gonna get it in. So let's see what your boy got. Let's see what we got. So this is VypDrive episode 123, baby. And we got one of the best creators on tech YouTube coming to the platform. The passion, the personality, the consistency. She is absolutely one of the best. And she's here and she's next on VypDrive, which starts now. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech. Welcome back to another episode of VypDrive. This is the podcast about tech, hosted by the man about tech. And today we have one of the absolute best tech creators on YouTube coming to the platform. She is the queen of tech creativity. Let's bring in the Krystal Lora. Whoa. Hold on. Okay. All right. Something's going on with the audio. You guys hear that? All right. So if I mute her, it goes away. But as soon as I unmute her, it's going to go right back. What? Wow. Am I going to do music? I can't even hear you. I can't hear you at all. I hear static. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know what is going on. Hold on. Let me mention this. It's not on my end. Nope. We're good. Nope. Yeah, no, I've done. Hold on. All right, let me unmute her. Hold on. If you can hear me, check your StreamYard settings and make sure that you have disabled audio processing unchecked. It should be in the audio settings of StreamYard. It should be a little check box that says disable audio processing. Make sure you uncheck it. Oh, whoa. Okay, if you uncheck wow. All right, you can hear me. You are coming out and coming back in.
How about now?
Oh, there we go.
Is that better?
Much better. Wow.
Okay, I switched to my MacBook Pro, so I'm not sure if it's gonna. I'm so sorry. I was trying to with a mixed pre, but I guess.
Oh, okay. Whew. That's
better though. As long as you can hear me fine.
I can hear you. Before I can even hear you at all. Like it was just static.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
This is my first time. Can you tell us my first time?
Yes. But
oh my gosh.
Since my intro is ruined and I cannot have a ruined intro, we're gonna re-intro this again.
Okay, so sorry. I messed up your intro.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, it is what it is. We're good now. I can hear you. They can hear you. We're gonna work through it. So
okay.
We do this one more time.
All right.
Oh boy. All right. Oh my goodness.
So sorry about that.
Only in 2020. Only in 2020 does this happen.
Only to me.
No, it's 2020. I'm blaming it on 2020, but let's try this again.
All right. I'm cool with that.
All right. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, and welcome back to another episode of VypDrive. This is the podcast about tech, hosted by the man about tech. And today we have one of the absolute best tech creators on YouTube here joining me on the podcast. the queen of tech creativity. Let's say hello to Krystal Lora. Hey, Krystal, how you doing?
Hi. Again, wonderful intro. Way too nice to me.
Oh, no.
How are you doing?
Don't even come on here being all modest. I know better. You know better. We all know better. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate you.
Oh, same here. I'm just glad we're finally making this happen. I feel like we've talked about this for so long, and it's happening. 2020.
Oh, yes, we are finally here. Again, thank you so much. So, first question I ask every first-time guest that comes to the podcast, Krystal, the people want to know what brought you to YouTube.
YouTube, I guess like I kind of back in like maybe 2011. I don't even know the years. I'm so like confused. But I was just always into like just YouTube in itself. Like when it started out, I just knew that I wanted to make some form of videos, and just like with my love of tech, it just kind of made sense to just start and go for it. I started with like music and doing like silly skits before tech stuff, and then I kind of just like gradually went into tech. But yeah.
So you started off with a love of music, and then you just somehow transitioned over to tech. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
I've just always like been into it. So yeah.
Got you. Now, when I was looking you up, doing my research for the podcast, I didn't even know this before, but I found out that you used to work for Android Authority.
Yes. Those are fun times. Yep.
Right. So I remember you had like an intro video for them, and I remember you talking about how you were looking for reviews, or you wanted to do reviews or something like that. So you started doing reviews about I think you were doing iPhone reviews or whatever, and then you discovered Android reviews, and then somehow you transitioned to Android and started doing Android reviews, and you were enjoying Android for a while.
Yeah, well, I feel like when I first started, I was very like much into like my just like all Android everything. I kind of just like went into the Apple ecosystem afterwards, because before then wasn't really like I wasn't using a MacBook yet, or didn't have any of the stuff that I use now. But yeah, just kind of like I kind of started with Android when all the tech stuff started, and then gradually like just started loving Apple too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tech 702 for the super chat. He said the same thing happened last night when he used the iPhone and iPad on StreamYard. Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Also, shout out to MJMBK here for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you guys supporting. Also, shout out to the 50 of you all that are watching the podcast live. Thank you guys for joining us today for another episode of VypDrive. If you would like to support the podcast or donate, you can super chat, buy me a coffee. The link is in the description, or you can become a channel member. None of the stuff is required, by the way, but anything that you're willing to contribute, greatly appreciate it. If you want to check out Krystal and her channel, link is in the description for her channel, so definitely go check her out. She is legit. Shout out to
appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. Shout out to those of y'all listening on audio only. Thank you for listening to another episode of VypDrive with me and Krystal Lora. I appreciate you guys rocking out each and every episode of the podcast. If you want to go check out her content, her information will be in the show notes. Definitely go give her a look. She is legit. Also, if you guys want to donate or support the podcast, that info is in the show notes as well. Not required, but anything that you're willing to contribute, greatly appreciate it. But if you guys really want to help me out here, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please consider leaving a rating or review as it helps more people to discover the show. So thank you for listening to another episode of VypDrive with me and Krystal. Appreciate you guys. So let's talk about that.
You have the podcast like down, like the camera looks great. Like, everything is like, I need tips from you if I ever want to start a podcast.
Well, I can't take full credit because actually our good friend Jonathan Morrison actually gifted me with this lens I'm using tonight. So he's a big part of this that I am. I just set everything up and made it look all cute.
You're doing a great job with podcasting. I just want to say this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. El Jefe just pasted her channel link in there for you guys that want to go check her out. Definitely legit. If you want to buy me a coffee, that link is there. Thank you, Janosin, for that. Appreciate it. And if you guys want some merch, there's new merch in the Vype Zone. That link will get you there. New merch that I'm wearing tonight. Definitely legit. So go check that out. But so let's talk about that transition that you made, because you said you first started out on Android, but then you ended up you got into the Apple ecosystem. So talk about your transition from using Android devices to using iPhone and iPads and things.
Yeah, well, I was at the time, like when I started videos, I was still in school, and I just recently like got a MacBook for design school, graphic design, and then like kind of just like went along that path, like got an iPad, got the iPhone, just everything kind of made sense together. So, I still like have a love for both, but I'm definitely more on the Apple ecosystem now just because of the way everything works together. But yeah.
Can you please explain to the people out there the way it works? Because we got people that like to go from Windows to Apple to Windows, and I'm just like,
No,
listen,
that's
man, you can try to
cool
abandon
too.
the ecosystem, but you'll be coming back, and we both know how this works. Tell them, Krystal, tell them.
That's cool too. I think the biggest things is just like iMessage, having it across everything. It's just cool to like pop on any device and it's there. AirDrop obviously changed my life with like transferring just like whenever I have to transfer photos or anything like that. So yeah, just little things like that make it feel complete and together. But I don't know if Android ever gets like iMessage somehow. We'll see what happens.
Now, we both know that it's not going to happen. Why are you playing?
No,
it's
probably
not.
But
But I have heard people say that if
true.
Android did get iMessage, it will be game over for iOS, and they will go to Android in a heartbeat. I mean, I always say on these podcasts and things, they both have their advantages. There's really no right or wrong system to use. At the end of the day, you use what's best for you, and then you go from there. But if you are a creator like us and you do videos, it is extremely difficult to ignore the Apple ecosystem and the way it works. You can record some B-roll on your iPhone, airdrop it to your MacBook or iMac, and just roll out. Like, it is a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. No, it's just a lot simpler, I feel like. And I almost forgot AirPods, Apple Watch. I'm just like all in.
Yeah, look at. Well, see, y'all that are listening to audio, you can't see it, but right now she has her Apple Watch on. She got one AirPod in her ear. She got the MacBook Pro on.
Well, I have both AirPods.
Oh, she got both. The hair behind it. Oh, we got you. But she got the MacBook. She got, and somewhere around her, she has an iPad. I know she's a big iPad person too, so she got the whole.
I do have everything.
She got it right there, right?
I was taking some notes early. Oh
exactly.
God.
She got the whole setup thing. She like me. We got everything because we gotta have everything. Which it's when you're in the Apple
together.
It's mandatory. Exactly. It's mandatory. It just all works together so seamlessly and so well. Absolutely. Gotta have it, man. Gotta have it. Woo! So
also, I want to talk about this because I've been like using my iPad like a lot recently. Have you tried the Magic Keyboard? Yeah.
I have Magic Keyboard, yes.
Oh my God. It's life changing. It makes me use it a lot more because I've been getting into iPad a lot this year, but having that on there, like a lot of the things that I would do on my MacBook Air, I like moved all over to iPad now. It's just, it's great.
The Magic Keyboard is just a visceral experience. And that's kind of weird talking about a keyboard in that type of way, but it literally is. It literally changes the way I use my iPad. Like I said, I find myself using the iPad more. And if it's not video editing, I'm not even using my MacBook. I have the 16-inch MacBook Pro that was just released in 2019, late last year. I have that. I'm looking at it right now to do the stream because obviously streaming and heavy lifting goes on the MacBook Pro. But when I'm not video editing or streaming, the MacBook is closed and I'm using the iPad Pro with Magic Keyboard because I can pretty much do everything else on the Magic Keyboard with the iPad. And from the typing to the versatility, you can take the tablet right off the keyboard, put it back on. I mean, it can protect the iPad. Well, not so much the Apple Pencil, but it protects the iPad. The Magic Keyboard is really like, it's actually my favorite piece of tech in 2020. Like all the tech I brought this year, and I'm beginning to realize I brought a lot of tech this year. Of all the tech I brought this year, the Magic Keyboard is my favorite. But we might have a new contender coming in here later this week, which we're gonna talk about because I see you did a similar video about what I have coming. So we need that. I gotta ask you about that. But the Magic Keyboard is my favorite tech this year. Yeah, the Magic Keyboard is my favorite tech this year.
I just did a video on my iPad and I was like, man, I should have just gotten it because it's like a week later, I'm like all with Magic Keyboard now. But but no, it's all good. Definitely great piece of tech.
So did you get a 2020 iPad or are you still rocking the 2018 iPad Pro?
I did get in. I just wanted to make a video on it and check it out, and it kind of just became my main iPad now. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I mean,
no, yeah, I mainly use it for drawing and I would say just like I do a lot of note taking, email, just all that stuff, all the basic things that I would besides editing, all on iPad now. But
now, did you put the iOS 14 beta on your iPad, or are you still rocking with iOS 13?
No, still iOS 13 on that one. So I did use that. I did put it on the previous iPad, the 2018 one. But
okay.
still kind of getting used to it, yeah.
So I was watching your one of your iPad videos, and I was watching how you were doing a lot of drawing in Procreate with the Apple Pencil. So I'm curious to get your thoughts on the scribble feature of iOS 14.
Scribble. Yeah, I still haven't fully dived in, like, because I'm still like mainly on iOS 13. I kind of just like wanted to like wait for that one, just because I did have like some like little issues with that, like on the phone, like with iOS 14. So I'm like, I'll just wait for iPadOS, but still gotta try it out.
Oh, so you haven't tried scribble yet at all?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I still haven't fully dived into like iPad world yet, but.
Oh, okay. Because like I said, I saw the video and you were like drawing and Procreate, all sorts of things for the Apple Pencil. So I figured you tried scribble, but okay, all right.
I will get into that. Definitely want to, but not yet.
As much as you draw and create on your iPad, I'm pretty sure you will probably be a big fan of scribble. Definitely.
It'll be fun. Oh yeah, for sure.
So would you say that the iPad Pro has been your like a go-to quarantine device?
That and my Nintendo Switch.
Oh God!
For sure. Yeah. Oh my God, it's bad. It's like I like took a little pause from it for a little bit, but I'm like I just started getting back and I just have been nonstop. Like my weekends have really been just like nonstop Animal Crossing.
So how many hours do you have put into Animal Crossing?
Oh God, I don't even know. definitely over 300. I would say like if I have to like combine both, but it's yeah.
You and Justina putting in work.
I know. I was saying, like, man, it's just so, like, have you played Animal Crossing? Like, I don't want to, like, be like this, like.
I have never played, no.
You got to try it. Because, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it makes you feel like you're, like, living on this little island. Like, it just really, like, takes you out of the reality of everything, especially with this crazy year.
No doubt.
You in.
Shout out to my head of security, El Jefe Review, for the $10 super chat. He says a huge shout out to Krystal, giving her fellow Latinos, Latin creators representation on the platform. No doubt.
Thank you.
No doubt. So, what tech are you looking forward to here in the latter half of 2020?
Definitely iPhone 12. Oh my gosh, we can't skip like today, A7S III. Like, well, obviously we all know about it, but I'm so excited for that camera.
Did you pre-order?
Yes, I did. Had to. I just feel like it's like checks all the boxes with the things that like I fully wanted in a camera. Because of course like A7 III, like the overheating has been like always an issue for me with like every camera that I've used in the past, and finally the flip out screen. But there's just so many things that like combine. Just it seems like it's gonna be like the perfect all around perfect camera for creating.
Definitely. Like I'm using the A7 III to stream right now, and I use the A7 III for all my videos, so I have no interest in getting the A7S III. But I'm looking through The Verge today, and their whole like headline from this camera announcement is it doesn't do 8K, and I'm thinking to myself, who cares? Nobody can watch 8K content. Why is that even a concern right now? Nobody, literally nobody.
Yeah.
But that's the reason they got all that.
Like we're not there yet, but.
Not at all, but that's their biggest takeaway. Oh, it can't do 8K content. Nobody gives a monkey's nipple if it can do 8K content. Nobody.
I agree.
You're talking about a camera that has no record limit. It has, finally, for a Sony camera, has a flip out articulating screen. It has a 10-bit color. You can do like ProRes RAW with the Atomos Ninja. I mean, you got all these different things. Like
4K 120. There's a
right,
lot.
Everything.
Yeah.
But they got 4K, 8K. It can't do 8K. Whatever. Anyway, awesome camera. I'm so happy for my fellow Sony shooters that are like, I mean, Gerald Undone pre-order 3 of them, and they're not playing. Like Krystal, they went out here and they went to work this morning. They literally went to work. I haven't seen anything like that since like the MacBook Pro dropped last year. And people were dropping nasty money on those. Like, it was crazy this morning. I love it. It was great.
Oh yeah, so fun, so exciting.
Oh
but yeah, like I definitely. I mean, I know that's like announced, but I'm definitely September looking forward to that. And what else we have? I know we have like the new Note coming. There's a lot. Hopefully new Macs. I think like this year as a whole has like really, for as sucky as it's been all around, we've gotten a lot of good tech either way through it all. So
absolutely. Yeah. Shout out to Josh Quinones for the super chat. Thank you. Huge shout out to Krystal and the Man About Tech. Hey, they are representing for you, no doubt. He is legit.
Thank you.
So my biggest thing about the iPhone 12, Krystal, is that we are finally getting Qualcomm modems back in iPhone. I'm so excited. because for the past 2 years we've been Apple's been exclusively using Intel modems, and no, just no. So I'm glad
No
we're
more
going back to
Intel.
Qualcomm.
Yeah, and that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, well, are you gonna be? I'm sure you'll be switching over to iPhone 12 when the time comes.
Oh yeah, I'm on a program that I can get a new iPhone every year, so I'm going to trade in my 11 Pro Max and get a 12 Pro Max, and
Nice.
Yep,
Nice.
that is the plan. I'm
Yes.
curious to get your thoughts though on the because we know Samsung's having their unpacked event next week. What are your thoughts on the foldables and the Fold 2?
I think like I'm not fully like into it all yet. I just don't think it's like where it should be for like daily use. I think it's like a really cool idea and concept, but I don't see like everybody getting so into it. I think it's like a very like niche, like has its own crowd that would use it a lot. But just from my experience, because I've never really like I didn't fully. I think I've like only seen one like once, and I just know like with all the issues that it's had in the past, it just doesn't feel like it's like fully there. But it's cool. Like I would like to see like more foldables come out because of it, and I think they can like refine the overall like design and like get to where it should be. But for now, I think it's just like I'm intrigued because it's a new piece of tech that like, well, sort of new piece of tech, but overall I think it needs a little more time still.
Yeah, I still wonder about the practicality of foldable devices myself, but I am definitely interested in the Fold 2 because everybody who got their hands on the original Fold, they can't shut up about it. I'm talking about John Rettinger, Marquez, Beth,
It's
Max Weinbach,
definitely cool.
Shane Starnes.
Yeah.
I mean, they all love this thing, and I'm like, all right, I got to see what the hype is about. So I think if the Fold 2 comes to Verizon, I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on it. But I mean, I'm interested. I just don't know if it does like anything that I'll be like I don't have. I have an iPad, I have an iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, individually they do what they're supposed to do individually very well. I know a foldable device is supposed to bring those two together, but can it bring those two ideologies together and have it do both things as well as the individual iPhone or the individual iPad? And I'm just not sure. I don't think so. Not really.
Yeah. I feel like it's just because it's not quite like I know the whole like tablet use of it, like a bigger screen, but then you got the people saying like, well, I could just use my iPad for that stuff. Like, why would I? I think, and it's also nice to have like that separation for me. Like, I love like having a tablet that's like drawing size. Like the in between seems kind of like an awkward size for that type of stuff. But who knows? Maybe like I don't know. We'll see where it goes. We'll see how I am like after I finally like get to really play around with one because I haven't fully yet. But
are you planning on getting your hands on a Fold 2 or?
I would like, yeah, no, I definitely would like to.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see after.
All right. Shout out to the poet for the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Happy to see Krystal here on VypDrive. I hope you and your family are doing well, Krystal. No doubt.
Thank you. My gosh, I think when I last spoke to you, like we were planning this out, I told you that I was like gonna be back visiting my family.
Right.
I still like haven't been able to. It's crazy. I haven't still been able to see them with like the whole way that this year has been. Traveling is definitely not like something that you want to be doing. So, but we'll see how it goes.
Especially with all these state-imposed quarantines going on, man. You start traveling, you might have to be back in quarantine when you try to come back home. I don't know, it's dicey for real.
It just seems like a lot to do right now, but we'll see how it goes.
Definitely. Shout out to NY Fan Forever for the super chat. Thank you. Great to see Krystal here. All right, appreciate you guys rocking out. Thank you for the support. No doubt. So this is kind of a cool segue into what I was getting to earlier. Like I said, obviously there was a bunch of people that pre-ordered the Sony A7S III today. I couldn't join that because number one, I don't need a camera, and number two, I made an absurd purchase of myself earlier in the week. Now I was going down to the catalog of your videos, and I happened to run across a video that you did, I think, a few months ago about the LG C9 OLED TV, 65 inches. No, I don't know what size
it's right behind me.
It's right behind you. So your boy Viper
I use it as a background for videos all the time.
Nice. Your boy Viper just ordered on the weekend. I ordered the LG C10 OLED.
Nice.
So,
oh man.
Yeah,
That's
I got that coming on Thursday. I am uber excited. So since you have last year's model, tell your boy Viper what he's getting with the C10 this year.
Oh man, I cannot tell you like that. Also, like when you come back to like whole like tech that I've been using a lot, obviously like we all use like we watch TV or like watch movies, but I seriously I've never fully enjoyed a TV experience till that TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know, like obviously like looks great. Like LG makes amazing displays, both phone and on TV. But yeah, no, you're gonna love it. You're gonna really love
I
it.
am so excited because I'm coming from some budgeted high-sense TV that gets on my nerves now. It's 4K, but it's like budget 4K, so it's crap compared to what I just ordered. But I was like, it's funny because there were some sales on TCL TVs this weekend, but I was watching videos and reviews and things like that, and some of the reviews are like, no, I mean, it's a good TV, but it has like black crush and it's not that good of a picture. Sometimes I'm like, okay. But then I was looking at some of the OLED TVs, and I know how that OLEDs are the best panels out there. And like every time I go into a store and look at an OLED, I'm just like, damn. So I was reading some of the news and things about the C10, and I was just like, oh. And plus, I plan on getting one of the next generation consoles, so I want to get a TV that prepared me for that. And I know that the C10 has like the HDMI 2.1, got FreeSync, G-Sync, and all that other stuff. I'm like, okay, so we got all the tech, we got the OLED. So I'm like, you know what, Viper, if you can find a way to get it, get it. I found a way, I ordered it, and it's coming on Thursday, and I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Nice. So that's so exciting. I feel like it kind of like transform your like your space too. Like your I don't know. Are you like into gaming a lot or like any?
I plan on having a PS5 on day one.
Nice, nice. So it's gonna love it. It's gonna complete your setup for sure.
Oh yes. But what about you? Are you a big gamer though?
I'm like very into the Nintendo ecosystem and world.
Yeah,
Like I've
yeah,
been
I
like
know you.
Nintendo since like the beginning. Like you know,
Okay,
was
okay.
like growing
I know
up,
you
but
got like a few hundred hours invested into Animal Crossing, and that's good. But I mean, are you in the game? And I mean, Sony, Microsoft, Xbox, PlayStation. Do you
I
game though?
I want to like get more into it. Like I do like I have an Xbox. Like I use it definitely not enough, but like yeah, I'm not super into the whole gaming world, but I would like to be. It's just I'm not good. When like you start a game, you're just not good. It's really hard to like keep up.
You don't have
But
to be good. You just have to have fun with it.
yeah, yeah. So I
So,
guess I have to have more fun with it. I'm gotta get better too. In order
so
for
do
me to
you?
have fun, like I'm kind of like competitive with games, so like I have to like
Um,
yeah, gotta be good
so do you plan on
before I
getting
start
any of the
playing.
next gen consoles?
Um, Next gen, I don't know. Like yeah, PS5 would be cool, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm
Okay.
still on my Xbox One X, so I'll like stay
Uh,
there for now. But yeah.
uh-huh. And as I've been raving about on Twitter for like the last week or so, Microsoft did not uh they didn't really give me enough of a reason to rush out and get an Xbox Series X because they even said that all of their games coming out for the next 2 years will be available on the Xbox One and One S and One X and all that stuff.
Mm,
And I'm just like, with that type of ideology, I don't need to get a next generation console where you got Sony concentrating on games that will only work on the PS5. And that makes me want to get a PS5 more because at least I know if I get a PS5, I will be able to experience that next generation gaming immediately as opposed to Microsoft where you got to wait 2 years, even if you do get the Series X to have a Series X exclusive game.
yeah,
It's weird, but
yeah. No, I see that. I like. It's hard to like just like dive into something that's already like available everywhere. So
definitely. Listen, Andrew,
I
don't
get
come
that.
here starting stuff today night, Andrew. I see you out there, Andrew. I did not say it's only on Xbox and PlayStation. I said that's where the heavy gaming is, Andrew. I mean, the Twitch is nice, but when it's time to go to work, you know what time it is, Andrew. Don't act crazy. Don't act brand new in here, Andrew. I see you. Always starting stuff. Oh, man.
And I
Woo.
feel like Switch gaming could get intense too. Like if you get into a heated like Mario Kart.
You're right. You're right. You are absolutely right. Because those Mario Kart racing be.
Mario Kart's the best.
Yes, yes. I will not argue with you on that one. I will not argue with you. Oh, man. That, like you said, that stuff can get intense for real.
Oh yes.
Yo, shout out to Simply Pop for the super chat. Thank you, Simply Pop. It says, nice to see Krystal on VypDrive, and thanks for the follow on Twitter, Krystal. Also, does she know
Of
Animal
course.
Crossing is supporting Cloud Saves on July 30th? Oh, okay.
I saw that, but then like I also saw like Nintendo or the Animal Crossing Twitter like reply to itself saying like the ability to transfer your data will be coming out later this year. So I'm still a little confused. I guess I have to like look more into it, but and if
That
you're
is,
not into like the whole Animal Crossing, you're probably like, what are you talking about?
no,
But
no, no, no,
I've
no. I used to own a
No.
Nintendo Switch, so I understand this pain precisely. I used to own a Nintendo Switch, and one of the biggest problems is that if you get a new one, or you sell your old one and you get a new one, you can't transfer your save from one Switch to another, at least not yet. I don't know how this is a thing. I don't know why Nintendo hasn't addressed this 3 years into the life cycle of the console, but it's still, even 3 years in, you cannot transfer your save from one Switch to another. I'm like,
Well, I feel like you could, I'm not sure, well, I might be wrong on this, but I think you can do it like with certain games, or there's like certain things that you can do. But I was like really disappointed earlier, or like a couple of weeks ago, with Animal Crossing not being able to, because all the hours I put in.
right.
But we'll see. Yeah, I think hopefully, I mean, maybe the cloud save data, I'll have to like try it out myself. I already like kind of restarted my Animal Crossing journey on like a new Switch recently, because I wanted to like use the Animal Crossing Edition Switch. It's the whole thing, but I like already did like the painful part, and I'm already like restarted with the game. So I don't know. If it comes out later this year, I'll end up switching over. But I'm getting too much into Animal Crossing because I've been just too obsessed.
You are not.
You have to start playing. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll get a Switch again. Maybe when the next generation Switch comes out, I might have to look into that. I did enjoy my time with the original Nintendo Switch. It was a lot of fun, especially that Mario Kart. That was fun. But my sole focus right now is the PS5. Like, I need that on day one. I need that. I mean,
No,
yeah.
I'll try it out
I can
because
work it out on the whole
haven't,
podcast.
like, no, that'd be fun.
So we got my man Saturday Night Tech Bites in here, Krystal. I don't know if you're familiar, but there are such things that are happening in the tech space called tech fights. Do you happen to know? Are you familiar with the way this works, or how these go?
I'm not sure. Fill me in.
Okay, so actually, as of right now, it's like happening every Saturday night. So every Saturday night they have tech fights. So basically, what happens is that they throw out a list of arguments, and you got two people that debate the argument, and they have to pick which side of the argument that they want to be on, and then they have to defend their side that they choose. So if I say Android OEMs, should all Android OEMs have to run stock Android on the devices? So one person would have to say yes, and the other one would have to say no, and then they would have to justify their arguments. And there are like 3 judges, and they're like 5 rounds. Like, this stuff gets uber intense. They're bickering, they're bantering, they're debating. It's lovely. I mean, I think this weekend he's having like a battle royale, so anybody from the chat can jump in. Like, you should watch if you get a chance. Like, this is some good stuff. Like, this is like some of the best stuff going on in tech right now on Saturday night, for real.
Man, I'll definitely love to get into it. Sounds like fun. Sounds like a great Saturday night.
Oh, it's crazy. If you're not doing anything, it's legit. Hey, Tana. Thank you, Tana. Shout out for Tana for the super chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you. No doubt. No doubt. So, I'm curious to get your thoughts, because I know you said earlier that you were looking forward to the iPhone 12. So, what is it that you would like to see on the iPhone 12 that we don't currently have on iPhone?
I mean, I've been pretty, like, with my 11 Pro Max, there hasn't been really, like, anything that, like, oh, I'm, like, missing this or missing that. I think it's, like, I know it's, like, silly and simple, but having, like, USB-C would be nice.
Oh.
Just one cable, everything.
Mhm.
That lightning cable, I'm always like, damn, like, I forgot that, like, it would be nice, because pretty much everything is, like, USB-C. So, but other than that, I've honestly, like, been super happy with 11 Pro Max, but there's not, like, a lot of things that, like, I feel like are missing. Like, the cameras are great. I've, like, used it for, like, videos before it. Yeah.
I mean, I was super happy with my 11 Pro Max until iOS 13.6, because now my iPhone 11 Pro Max is starting to freeze every now and then. It's getting on my nerves. Getting on my nerves. But hopefully, luckily, I don't have to wait too much longer before the iPhone 12 drops, but it's kind of get annoying. Hey, shout out to Saturday Night Tech Bites. Shout out to Mike for the super chat. Since he would love to have you on as a contestant on a tech fight one day, that I would pay to see. That would be interesting, having Krystal on doing a tech fight.
That'd be awesome.
That
definitely sounds intense, but I'll try. We'll see.
It can get intense. I mean, it depends. Obviously, you got people with different type of mindsets, so it's not always intense. But yeah, if you got 2 people that are passionate about their argument, whew, it gets good real quick.
Nice.
Oh man, let's see what else we got going on here. So we have been wondering where Google is in 2020, because ever since they canceled I/O back in March, I think they've been pretty much absent from 2020. They just exit stage left this year. They're like, no. But finally, Krystal, there are some signs of life from Google. apparently there is news that we are finally going to get the Pixel 4a dropping next week. So what are your thoughts on the successor to the 3a?
I think, no, yeah, it'll be cool. Like, again, I have to, like, I'm excited to, like, get back into it. The 3A was, like, it was great because, like, it kind of, like, fixed all the things from previous. I think it'll, they've all only been going up. So, no, I'm excited for it. Hopefully, I've always been happy with Google's cameras, so it'd be cool to see if it get even better, but we'll see. Definitely, maybe more cameras. The more cameras, the better. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I think yeah, from all the leaks that we've seen, it does appear that it might have dual cameras. So that would definitely be interesting to see if Google does that. But
Yeah.
they need to hurry up and release that because once the iPhones and Notes come out, they're gonna get lost.
So many phones. This year is like already. I can feel like the tech craziness is coming. So it's gonna be fun.
Oh, you know it's coming. I mean, once Samsung has their unpacked event, we are off to the races. We got unpacked.
Yeah, that's the start of it all.
That is the start. We got unpacked, and we got iPhone, and then like somewhere in the middle of Google doing their thing, and then we got next generation console launching this year. It's gonna be crazy. This latter half of 2020 is gonna be bananas. And
There's
I love
a lot coming. Yes.
A lot coming. Woo.
How about you? Like, what are you most excited for the end of this year?
PS5, but as
PS5.
far as like a non-gaming tech, it's hard to get excited for iPhone because we know what iPhone's going to be. They don't really change much year over year. But I am excited. Like I said earlier, I'm excited that iPhones are finally going back to Qualcomm modems because I just hated these Intel iPhones. It's just they suck. They drop connection. They're slower than their Android counterparts. So I am definitely excited about iPhone 12 having Qualcomm modems. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I think the whole 120 hertz refresh thing is kind of overblown because it doesn't really fundamentally change the way I use the phone. But I'm interested. What are your thoughts on the 120 hertz refresh rate? Are you excited like everybody else is about it, or are you kind of like me, or how do you feel about that?
No, yeah, I feel like more along you because it doesn't really, like, it's cool, but I'm not really, doesn't really fully make a difference for me. That makes sense. Like, I know, like with Samsung, I just really. I think it's cool. Like, it's a welcome thing. It's just not like a game changing. Doesn't really change the way I use it either. So.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's nice to have, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a must-have feature for me. I mean, it's cool if it's there. Yeah. I mean, I was using it on my S20 Ultra when I had the S20 Ultra, and it was nice. But again, I mean, after about a week or so, I just didn't even notice anymore. So it's like
you kind of just get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, it's nice to have, but. Like people are saying that the iPhone is not going to sell as well if it doesn't have it. I'm like, are you kidding me? Please stop. Just stop it. And their iPhones have not had it, and they don't need it to sell iPhones. Right? It's not happening. But I'm also excited about the Galaxy Fold 2, like I said earlier. Like from all the chatter on Twitter about the original Fold, I'm excited to get my hands on the Galaxy Fold 2 if I can do that. Because obviously I've never used that type of form factor before, so that'll be kind of cool if I get to have that experience. But yeah.
Do you see yourself like fully using a foldable for like would you like hop over onto that?
I mean, maybe. Maybe, but again, I'm an iPhone guy. I'm an Apple guy. Of course, I'm the captain of Team Apple, so I'm on iPhone.
So if Apple made a foldable, you'll be all about it.
Not necessarily. See, a lot of people like to make that argument.
It's not very an Apple thing to do, though. So I don't think.
Yeah. A lot of people like to make that argument, but it's not that simple. I mean, like I said, I got an iPhone. I have an iPad. I don't need a foldable to combine those. But if Apple can make it and make it seem like practical and have it enhance my user experience, then I'll be all about it. But again, right now, I think we're still early days for the foldable market, and I just don't know if the practicality, if the use case is there for me personally, but. It's very exciting that we have tech that is moving in that direction. So, hey, if Apple does it, we'll see. Shall see.
We'll see.
So I'm curious to get your thoughts because I think we are coming to an apex as far as smartphone hardware design. I think the next big frontier as far as technology goes going to be in software, kind of like augmented reality, AI, things like that. So I'm curious to get your thoughts on where you see technology going next.
You're saying like past AR and AI?
I mean, past the rectangular slab of glass that we're accustomed to using on smartphones. Like, where do you see the next big frontier in technology?
I still feel like we're so. Like, I know things change constantly, but I feel like we're so far from anything groundbreakingly changing. Because I know when you think of future I just like being able to not even like if there's like a way where it's like more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like a more like virtual experience where you don't even like have to like hold the phone, like similar to like when we saw like Google Glass. I feel like that could have gone so much further, you know, like that realm of tech.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see like next year's like phones and see where that goes beyond this year. Because like we know what we're getting this year. There's nothing really crazy, but yeah.
Do you think that phone will change much from this year to next year?
No, not really. I really, like I said, I think we're like still like so far from anything like groundbreakingly different. But I'm excited. Like obviously, I always appreciate the like cameras getting better and better every year on all phones. Just because like I do like shoot so much, and I try to incorporate like video from like mobile devices into my own videos all the time. So seeing that is always exciting to me. I think that's like the most exciting thing to me when it comes to like phones getting better and better. But as far as like hardware and like design, I don't know. I have to like think about that.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about the cameras then, because you said you're kind of excited about the direction that camera can go in.
Yeah.
I had a Galaxy S20. Samsung hyped that phone way up, talking about the 108 megapixels, the 100 times zoom. But as we both know, Krystal, it fell kind of flat because it failed at the basic fundamental levels, which is, I'm talking about the autofocus, obviously. So apparently with the Note 20, they're supposed to be vastly improved. They're using a different autofocusing system for the Note 20, hopefully, because if it's anything like the S20 Ultra, I'm going to throw it out the window. But I mean,
yeah, autofocus is there. I think overall, like that camera, like it does like a great job for what most people are going to use like their phone camera for. But if you're going into like more pro level, it's a little like on that like fine line, like not quite there yet. But overall, like I think it's like, you know, like a great like grab and go, like if you're more of like a vlogger or just like quick instant. But yeah, I agree with you with like the autofocus. But all around, yeah.
So I'm curious, where would you like to see like smartphone camera technology go? Because it seems like more and more they're incorporating more and more DSLR and mirrorless camera technologies in these cell phone cameras. So I'm curious to get your thoughts. What would you like to see on smartphone cameras that we don't have currently?
It's also like, I don't know. I think overall just some more, I guess just more versatility like in the like lenses used. It'd be cool to like get even like greater, just like a more realistic or like something that mirrors like our, you know, like video cameras even more.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it's just cool to see like the like you do see the gradual changes. Like if I pick up like my iPhone from a couple years ago to now, it's like it's cool to see that. So just excited to see.
Yeah, I think that's one of the
even like the slight changes you see, you know.
Right. I think that's one of the limitations of smartphone camera hardware right now is that when you go from the main lens to the telephoto or the ultra wide angle lens, the image quality is vastly inferior on the secondary lenses. So if we can have a smartphone camera that has the same image quality across all of the lenses, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can go in that direction in the future. If we're going to improve the photography on these smartphone cameras, I would like to see more parity. I would like to see the parity, I should say, shrunken between the lenses on the actual phone.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think especially with like when, like that's why I'm like was so impressed like in the previous years with Google's cameras, like they really perfect just like one, you know, and I think like
right
in these like current phones, like it's cool to have like all the cameras, but it's cool when one of them just like works really solid and well. And I feel like most of us just like stick to one of them. Like I do like love having a telephoto lens, but do I like use it as much as the main one? Not really. So yeah.
Gotcha. Shout out to Michael Peppertech for the super chat. Thank you, Michael. He said that the rumor holds and NVIDIA buys ARM. How will this affect Apple going with their ARM chips moving forward? My guess is probably not much. I mean, Apple already has their plans in motion. Now, I know Apple and NVIDIA don't really get along, but I'm pretty sure Apple already has deals in place that are probably not going to be affected by an acquisition that much. We know that whatever happens, Apple will have the final say in how those chips are optimized and built anyway. So I don't think it's gonna have much effect.
I agree.
Shout out to Elvid A. Thank you, Elvid. I appreciate you all the way from Norway, man. I appreciate you always staying up late and rocking with your boy Vibrant. So thank you, sir. Thank you. Woo. So we got to talk about your infatuation with the color yellow. Is this like a childhood thing, or is this some reason? Like, what's going on? But every time I see your video, it's like yellow.
You see, I think I had like a yellow obsession a couple years back, and I still do really love the color yellow. Do I really like talk? I guess I do. Or
you do, yeah, you do. Just live it.
I'm like more into like purples now. I don't know. It's ever changing. But I don't know. Yellow is just like a nice, like happy, bright color.
Yeah, I would definitely say it matches the way your personality comes out on film. Like you're positive, you're bubbly, you're always, you just exude confidence and radiance when you're doing your videos. And that's not to say, because I get a lot of comments on my videos about my energy and things like that. And I don't know if people understand like how body language comes through on video. I mean, obviously, you would think as a viewer that it's probably not something that you think about too much about as far as like body language coming through on video, but body language is a big deal when you're on camera, and people will see that and feel it.
Yeah, oh no, for sure. You do an amazing job at that. Just like positive energy.
Hey, I learn from good people like you. I learn from good people. Thank you, though.
Thank you.
So Renee said that Apple didn't buy ARM chips. They have a ISA license. Okay, gotcha. So Apple has like I said, it's not going to affect what Apple does. Apple is doing their own thing anyway. So if NVIDIA acquires ARM, nothing's really going to change.
Shout out to Renee. Renee is the go-to Apple guy. I like learn so much from his videos.
Renee is the greatest Apple journalist alive, and he's coming back to the podcast next week. Can't wait to talk to him.
Yes, it's awesome.
Definitely. So what else is going on in the life of Krystal Lora? Any big things coming up that you can talk about? I know there's some stuff that you probably can't share, but anything that you can share that you're working on, that you got coming?
I have like some exciting videos, I think. I guess we'll see, but I think, yeah. What can I say? There's a lot of fun stuff coming out, a lot of stuff that like I've been, I guess, in the theme of like this year that I've been enjoying a lot. I will be doing more videos on. But that's pretty much it. Just trying to stay safe, man. Like, it's a crazy world.
Ain't that the truth?
That's really where my mind's mostly at right now. Just like trying to like through my videos, like make sure like that message is clear. Like we all gotta keep staying safe because things are a little too crazy. I won't get like too deep into all that, but
we don't need to go there. We do not need to go there. No. But I am curious to get your thoughts on CES moving to an online only event finally. I don't know what took them so long. They really thought they're going to have an in-person event next year. Like, what were you thinking?
That wasn't going to happen.
No. But how do you think that event will change now that it's virtually? Because it seems like that's a hard thing to do, because the crux of CES, I've never been actually, so I can't really talk too much to it. But it seems to me, viewing from afar, that CES is a lot about being there, having that hands-on with the equipment and seeing it work up close and personal. But it's going to be it's going to be difficult to get that same feel with the event being held virtually. So as a person who's been to see multiple CESs, how do you feel the event will change now that it's digital?
Definitely like won't be the CES that we're used to, like you said. I can't picture them like fully being able to cover every single like sector and product that is like displayed at CES. But it's exciting just because I like with the way that we've seen virtual events this year, like Apple has done a great job. It's like a whole new experience, but it's cool to experience it differently. Excited for Samsung, and I think it'll be cool to see like the way that they go about it. It's definitely gonna be difficult. It's just not gonna be like the CES that we all like, the reason to going to CES, like experiencing and like seeing and like learning about all these new things. We're not gonna get that feel, I don't think. But I'm excited to see what they do with it, because like I've been really impressed with like the way virtual conferences have been held, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what direction they take it, but I'm kind of afraid that this might be the beginning of a trend. And what I mean by that is this might be the beginning of like a drastic decline in in-person events. Obviously, here in the U.S. and North America, we don't really have a treatment or a vaccine or anything like that for the virus. So the virus isn't going nowhere. I mean, it's still here. I mean, even though we're acting like it went away, it hasn't gone away. It's still here, obviously. But it changes the way we structure these events. Obviously, we can't really do in-person events like we used to. And even before the pandemic, Krystal, there was some talk of people like saying how tech events should be more digital and virtual anyway. So I think people were kind of leaning towards the idea of eliminating in-person events before the pandemic. Me, I'm a little salty about that because I've never been invited to a tech event, so I want to go. So I hope it doesn't go that way. But I think with this pandemic, I think more and more companies are going to either hold their own events virtually, or even more like these main events like CES, MWC, things like that. I think they're going to be heading in a virtual direction too.
Yeah, and I definitely just like obviously like super supportive. I do get the sense of like it changes everything. Like obviously like the world just is different right now. We're not like socializing and seeing people, but I'm like fully supportive of it just because of like the year as a whole. I think like we all just gotta like do every single bit of staying safe, or like as long as we can, just like get through this. I think in the future I feel like in like 2 to 3 years things will like finally feel like it's gonna like feel more normal. But like you said, until it's just solid vaccine, I think all events are just gonna have to graduate towards this type of way of doing things. But yeah,
it's an unfortunate reality that we are currently living in. But I mean, until things change on the medical front, I don't see much of what we're doing now changing. And even when we're on the other side of the pandemic, I'm not rushing back out to large gatherings and things like that. I'm going to be cautious, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be alone in being cautious.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think we all got to do that for our own health and safety.
Definitely. Well, Krystal Lora, it has been an awesome conversation. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Like I said, I'm just so excited we finally got to do this, and thank you for being my first like I said, this is my first actual like live stream with this type of setup. Never really been on a podcast either, so this is really cool.
Wait, what?
First time.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
You're like one of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube, tech YouTubers that you've ever on a podcast?
First time.
Oh, I need to talk to some of my people out there. What are y'all doing out there? Really? Y'all haven't invited her on a podcast? Oh my, you all are not.
I'm excited to do more now.
Y'all, if you look
at this is making me want to start my own podcast.
Y'all need to do something about this. Do something about it now. Get her on some podcast. Actually, Justine, Jenna, if you're watching, you need to make this happen. I don't know what's going on. I know they just started a podcast. They need to have you on there.
That'd be fun.
Unbelievable. Yo, shout out to my man Roberto Blake for the super chat, sir. Thank you. I can't highlight it because StreamYard being slow, but that's right. Roberto's in the building, no doubt. But yeah, thank you for taking the time. Before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you.
What's my I think it's just Krystal Lora YouTube. I don't know I think you just put my name anywhere and you should find me.
She's like, what am I?
I try to keep it simple. Twitter's a little confusing. My last name is first, but yeah, everything else is just my name. But yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that on Twitter, it's like reverse. It's like Krystal Lora everywhere except for Twitter. Then ignore
for Twitter.
Like, what is happening with this?
People always think my first name is Laura on Twitter. I'm like, no, it's Krystal.
Yeah. Shout out to those of y'all that watch the podcast live. Thank you for listening to another episode of VypDrive. I appreciate you guys always supporting me. If you donated, brought me a coffee, became a channel member, any of that stuff, thank you. If you want to go check out her channel, Janelle just pasted the link in the chat. Actually, no, that's the link to her Saturday Night Tech Fight. So, Krystal, if you want to go check out those fights, definitely in there. The link to her channel is in the description. I don't know if somebody got time to paste it in the chat real quick. We can do that. But yeah, here we go. So there's her channel link. So if you guys want to go check her out, definitely do that.
Thank you.
Appreciate you all. Definitely legit. Also, shout out to those of y'all that listen on audio only this week. Thank you for listening to another episode of VypDrive with me and Krystal Lora. Appreciate you guys hanging out each and every week on the podcast. If you want to go check out Krystal's content, her channel info will be in the show notes. Her socials will be down there. Everything will be down there for you guys to gauge and check her out. Definitely legit. She's one of the best. Go give her a look. She is worth your time. Also,
way too sweet. Thank you.
oh, absolutely. You are more than welcome. Also, if you want to support or donate to the podcast, those links were in the show notes as well. Not required, but anything that you're willing to do, greatly, greatly appreciate it. But if you happen to be listening on Apple Podcasts, can you please consider leaving that rating or review so we can get the show noticed, get the show out there, get back into the top 200 of tech podcasts, because your boy's trying to get back into the top 200. So I need y'all to go down there, leave that rating or review. If you happen to be listening on Apple Podcasts, that's right, listen to Krystal. Make it happen. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make it happen, baby. Leave that rating or review. Definitely appreciate it. For those of y'all watching the podcast, or those of y'all who watch these live, I had an episode lined up for tomorrow, but I had to reschedule it to next week because actually the guest rescheduled to next week. So VypDrive will be back live Thursday evening with the world's most accurate Samsung insider, Max Weinback, and coming back to the podcast on Thursday night. So that's when VypDrive will be live. Also, in about 59 minutes, I will be on the Painfully Honest Tech podcast as my usual with Zach and Jason. And I think we got the poets as a guest tonight on the podcast. So your boy Viper will be live in another 58 minutes. So yeah, if you're not tired of me yet, just go over to the Painfully Honest Tech podcast, and I will resume my co-hosting duties on Tuesday nights as I always do. Shout out to Janosis for the super chat. I just saw that pop up, so thank you, Janosis. I think we actually had your sister in here too. I think Gabrielle. So shout out to Gabrielle for hanging out on the podcast. Appreciate you coming by. No doubt. Thank you, Janosis. And thank all of you all again. But until the next time, people, this your boy Viper, the man about tech. You know where to find me. So come back for more. I think you laughing, Krystal. Don't laugh.